Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session designed to create a real sense of purpose and energy and intensity for a client that had the goal of impacting a world in a particular way. They wanted to write a book that would teach children to be more compassionate and kind and full of confidence and self-belief. And it's a very wonderful goal and objective. So what you're actually going to hear in this hypnosis session is a metaphor that involves woodlands that are diseased and dark and distressed, but that they go through a transformation. And of course, the woodlands can represent anything. It could be a life, it could be the world at large, it could be a relationship, it could be a friendship. And that's why I love metaphors so much, is that it enables the listener to connect with what they feel the metaphor represents. There's also a little bit of inner child work that takes place here, and lots of very powerful suggestions about tapping into the miracle and the magical ability, and you could just call that potential. The potential of any individual is infinite, but we rarely tap into our full capabilities. And that's really what this session is all about. It's about unleashing, unlocking, and releasing the capabilities and potentiality within you. Obviously, it was created for a unique individual with a unique mission and goal. But I still think this session might be helpful for you. As always, if you feel like I might be able to help you achieve your goals, your mission, there will be a link in the show notes where you can schedule a free consultation call to explore working with me. But I think you might find that this is a unique, very almost like a storytelling type of hypnosis session that even if you don't desire what the original client wanted, you probably still have some pretty big goals and things that you would like in your life. And I think this session could help you to believe that you can achieve them and want to achieve them. So find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a relaxing, resourceful breath, going in through your nose, filling your lungs with a feeling of resourcefulness. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of stress, tension, or worry to feel like it's leaving your body in your outward breath. So much so that as you breathe in and breathe out, you feel a wave of relaxation. And I don't know where in your body that wave of relaxation will start. All I know is that it will ripple to every cell in your body. Breathing in and breathing out. Scan your body for any clues of tension. Maybe your neck or your shoulders, jaw, arms or legs. And just give permission to let go. Say to yourself, I don't need any of this stress or tension right now. And feel it leave your body in your outward breath. As your physical body relaxes, notice that your breathing slows down, but also notice that your imagination awakens. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine that there is a door. It doesn't have to be a door attached to a building. And maybe you can't even see what the door is attached to. But just allow the door to open. And as you walk through the door, find yourself walking towards ancient woodland. But I want you to imagine the clouds are grey. There's a chill in the air. And as you walk towards this ancient woodland, you start to notice some of the trees are diseased. Lots of dead branches. I want you to get a sense that this woodland has seen better days. But I want you to imagine walking through the woodland, and you hear in the distance a stream, a babbling brook. And I want you to imagine walking through this distressed woodland towards the stream. But instead of seeing clean water, I want you to imagine the water is dirty, almost poisoned. There is sludge and slime and algae. And I want you to get a sense that this forest and this stream is not tapping into its full potential. I want you to explore the woods and decide that you want to be deliberately and intentionally there in the woods for a specific purpose. I want you to imagine you're here in the woods to discover the facts of your life, to see if you could learn what this existence had to teach, to discover what is left within you that still needs to be unleashed, unlocked, and reimagined. Somewhere near the poisoned stream, the diseased trees, is an old cabin in the woods. I want you to imagine going into the old cabin, and I want you to imagine seeing a child, perhaps 5, 6, 7 years old. The child seems sad, malnourished, sick. And I want you to feel that in some ways there is a physical resemblance how you used to look when you were a similar age. I want you to feel an intense desire to help this child. Intuitively, you know that a childhood deprived of the essential needs could lead to a life that the individual tries to overcome. And I want you to feel that your intervention in this child's life could send their future on a very different trajectory. I want you to imagine preparing them healthy, nutritious food, maybe the first meal they've had in a long time. I want you to imagine telling them words of affirmation, encouragement, inspiration, to give them a feeling of purpose and hope. I want you to imagine that by you having this conversation there in the cabin, which, by the way, in hypnosis, a second is the equivalent to a minute is the equivalent to a day, and a few minutes could be the equivalent of a year. So as you spend this time with this child, it's the equivalent perhaps of spending a year or more shaping the mind, the belief with this child. You're nourishing their body, nourishing their soul, their mind. And I want you to see that they change, that you are building them up with self-love and self-acceptance. You can tell from their mannerisms, their facial expressions. They are starting to believe in themselves, exuding confidence. That as the days turn into weeks, the way they tend to sick animals that might be there in the woods gives you an idea that they are an individual full of compassion and kindness, but no entitlement. They are full of gratitude, grateful for the time, attention, and wisdom you give to this young, impressionable child. I want you to imagine that as you leave the cabin with a child that has been transformed, the forest has also transformed. Those diseased trees and dead branches, now healthy, brimming with life and vitality. The forest seems alive again and thriving. And as you look at the babbling brook, that stream, the sludge and the slime and the algae is now replaced with fresh, clean water. As you breathe in the air, the musky, dank smell is now replaced with fresh, clean, healthy air. And I want you to feel as you breathe in the air of this vibrant woodland, you're feeling healthier in yourself. Imagine walking around the woodlands, exploring the streams, with this young child that is a different version of the child that you discovered. And as you walk around the woodland, you can embrace the strength within you, knowing that it's okay now. I've got this in every situation. As you walk around, you can feel the universal magnificence, manifesting uniquely as you. As you walk around the woodlands, paying attention to the details of a flower, fruit on the tree, the smell in the air, you recognize that your identity is that of a humanitarian, shaping the world and all that's in it with compassion. Notice how easy it is in this woodland to celebrate the manifestation of your greatest genius. That you have this unique ability to uniquely contribute to the world. As you stare into the ripples and currents in that stream, notice how your imagination within your imagination is activated, as you can visualize a future where your humanitarian spirit inspires children to find the humanitarian within themselves. Notice that because time is different within your imagination, it feels like you've lived deliberately and mindfully, just as Thoreau did in the woods, enabling you to focus on what truly matters. As you explore the woods, I want you to find a tiny wooden chest. This chest, as you open it, contains magic. As you can cherish life as a miraculous gift, using it to create a positive and lasting impact. And the magic, perhaps, is a potion. And imagine that you can trust that this potion is safe. You drink the potion, and you feel it is synthesizing all of those separate unique qualities, ideas, all the fragments are coming together, funneling the energy into a unique way that you can impact the world that is uniquely you. I want you to feel that perhaps you've been on your own hero's journey, and this is perhaps after the point of maximum bleakness. You're already coming out the other side, stronger, having evolved, having refined whatever the change that was needed within you. I want you to get a sense that the bleakness, the disease, the destruction of the woodland that you entered somehow reminds you of the nature of change, that sometimes things need to be bleak and dark and sick before the next phase of their evolution arrives. Feel the impact of this potion starting to take effect, as you feel that you're channeling the energy and enthusiasm of those people that live and those that who have however lived in the past. Just feel that you're channeling all of their enthusiasm and energy amplifying your very nature. Feel the wonder, magic, richness, and miracles that reside within you, shining brightly like an intense white light. As you explore the woodland, see the qualities in that small child: curiosity, energy, enthusiasm, and recognize the qualities within you: wonder, joy, the radiation of happiness and fulfillment. As you integrate all of those different qualities, synthesizing them into the very best version of yourself, it's time to bathe in this babbling brook. And as you do so, you are bathing in self-love and acceptance, building unshakable self-belief and confidence. I want you to imagine something special has taken place in this woodland. You've lived deliberately. You've focused and channeled your energies in unique ways. And you leave the woodland transformed, reinvented as you leave. You leave the small boy there in the cabin, knowing that he can take care of himself now. And as you leave the woodland, you feel a unique energy, a spring in your step, almost the feeling of falling in love, but not with someone else. You feel like you're falling in love with the very best version of yourself. And you are convinced that version of you will greatly impact the world. As you leave the woodland, you notice a door. The same door that you arrived. But now as you look back, the woodland is thriving. Green leaves, healthy trees, an ecosystem of animals and wildlife thriving in the woodland. And isn't that the point? To leave the world better than you found it. You walk through the door and find yourself back in your own place, seeing yourself looking relaxed. Step into your body, feel connected with the current state, fully in the present. As you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose, wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, as very soon I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling synthesized, full of wonder and joy, evolved and reinvented. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.